Did you know that some animals are carrying a fortune around inside their own bodies? A fortune worth more than gold? Some of them lose it just from a haircut. Some of them lose it after they're already dead, floating in the ocean. And some of them lose it the moment a poacher finds them first. We're talking about scales that sell for thousands of dollars a kilo. Wool so rare that emperors once claimed it for themselves. A lump found rotting on a beach that turned an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. And the last one on this list. It isn't valuable because of medicine or fashion or luck. It's valuable because of a war. A real one. Still happening right now. In the forests of Africa. By the end of this video, you'll never look at these 6 animals the same way again. Let's start with the one being wiped off the planet. One scale at a time. At first glance, the pangolin looks almost harmless. Picture a walking pine cone or an armored anteater covered head to tail in overlapping scales. When it's scared, it simply rolls into a tight, perfect ball. But those scales are the reason the pangolin has earned a horrifying title. The most trafficked mammal on Earth. The scales are made of keratin, the exact same material as your fingernails. They have no proven medical value, but in traditional medicine markets across Vietnam and China, they sell for anywhere from $600 to over $3,500 per kilogram. In 2019 alone, more than 128 tons of pangolin scales and meat were seized worldwide, representing hundreds of thousands of individual animals. An animal that curls into a defensive ball has no way to defend itself against a human with a sack. But the pangolin isn't even close to the most expensive animal on this list. Some animals don't even need to die for their treasure to be worth a fortune. High in the Andes Mountains, a small, graceful relative of the llama grazes quietly above 16,000 feet. The vicuña looks delicate, almost deer-like, completely unbothered by the thin, freezing air around it. But its coat produces the most expensive natural fiber on the entire planet. Raw vicuña wool sells for $300 to $600 per kilogram. Once spun into yarn, the price explodes past $10,000 per kilogram. A finished suit can cost over $30,000. The reason is simple. A single vicuña produces less than half a kilogram of wool a year, and it can only be legally sheared once every few years. The Inca Empire understood this value centuries ago. Killing a vicuña was forbidden. Wearing its wool was a privilege reserved only for royalty. If a wild animal's haircut can be worth that much, imagine what a bird's beak is worth on the black market. Deep in the rainforests of Borneo and Sumatra, you'll hear the helmeted hornbill before you see it. A loud, cackling call that sounds almost like laughter echoing through the canopy. But sitting on top of its beak is a solid block of keratin called a casque. And on the black market, it's known by a chilling nickname, red ivory. Unlike elephant ivory, the hornbill's casque is solid all the way through, which makes it easier to carve. In China, it can sell for 3 to 5 times more per gram than real elephant ivory, with a single casque fetching up to $1,000. That demand has pushed the species to critically endangered, with researchers once recording thousands of birds killed every year in a single Indonesian province alone. But unlike the hornbill, the next animal on this list isn't hunted for a body part at all. It's hunted for something that used to be inside its stomach. The sperm whale is one of the largest predators on Earth, capable of diving over a mile deep to hunt giant squid in total darkness. But somewhere between 1 and 5% of sperm whales produce something inside their intestines that has been nicknamed floating gold, Ambergris. It starts as a waxy substance that coats sharp, undigested squid beaks so they don't damage the whale's organs. Sometimes it's expelled naturally. Sometimes, tragically, it blocks the whale's intestine and kills it. Either way, it can wash up on a beach and change someone's life. In 2023, A dead sperm whale in the Canary Islands was found with a 9.5-kilogram lump inside it, worth an estimated $540,000. In 2020, a group of fishermen in Oman found an 80-kilogram piece worth close to $3 million. Prices can reach over $50,000 per kilogram. Nobody has to kill a whale for ambergris. It just has to wash ashore, and the right person has to find it first. But unlike the whale, the next animal on this list is hunted and killed for something you could hold in the palm of your hand. The musk deer is small, shy, and almost defenseless. A tiny, antlerless deer that lives alone in the mountain forests of the Himalayas and Siberia, doing everything it can to avoid being seen. But adult males carry a gland on their abdomen that produces one of the most valuable substances on Earth by weight: musk. A single gland holds only 25 to 30 grams of the raw material. On the black market, that musk can sell for close to $45,000 per kilogram, literally more valuable gram for gram than gold. The problem is the gland can't be safely harvested without killing the animal. Conservation groups estimate that around 160 musk deer die for every single kilogram of musk that reaches the market. An animal small enough to fit in your arms, killed for a gland the size of a walnut. But nothing on this list, man, not the scales, not the wool, not even a lump of whale treasure, comes close to the price of what's growing on the face of the final animal. The rhinoceros is one of the most recognizable animals on the planet. A massive, armored grazer that has walked the earth for millions of years, largely unbothered by anything except human beings, because on its face grows the single most valuable animal product on Earth: its horn. Like pangolin scales and hornbill casques, rhino horn is made of keratin, biologically no different from your own fingernails. It has never been scientifically proven to cure anything, but on the black market, it sells for anywhere between $60,000 and over $100,000 per kilogram, making it more valuable, ounce for ounce, than gold, platinum, diamonds, and cocaine combined. The demand comes largely from Vietnam and China, fueled for decades by claims in traditional medicine and more recently by an unproven rumor that rhino horn cured a high-ranking official's cancer. That single rumor alone triggered a massive spike in demand almost overnight. And this is where the story stops being about biology and becomes something much darker: organized crime. This isn't small-time poaching anymore. It's run by international criminal syndicates who pay poachers a fraction of the final price, then move the horn through the same smuggling networks used for drugs and weapons. Between 2007 and 2013, the number of rhinos poached in Africa exploded from just 13 a year to over 1,000 a year. At the peak of the crisis, an estimated 2 rhinos were being killed every single day. A single horn can weigh 5 to 6 kilograms. Do the math, and one animal's face is worth more than $500,000 to the syndicate that kills it. The pangolin is trafficked for its scales. The hornbill is trafficked for its beak. But the rhino is being pushed toward extinction by something closer to a full-blown criminal war. One that's still being fought right now, in the reserves of South Africa, over a piece of keratin no more magical than your own thumbnail. 6 animals, 6 fortunes hidden in scales, wool, whale stomachs, tiny glands, and horns. Some of them lose their treasure to a simple haircut. Others lose their lives over a rumor that was never even true. Which of these 6 surprised you the most? Was it the sperm whale, whose floating gold can turn a random beach walk into $1 million find? Or was it the rhino, whose horn has turned conservation into an actual war? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. If this video changed the way you look at animals forever, hit that like button It genuinely helps this channel grow. And if you want more stories like this, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next one. One last thing. Everything in this video is purely for education and entertainment. Please don't go trying to harvest whale vomit, deer glands, or rhino horn yourself, unless you're genuinely fine with the government adopting you for the next several years. In a very small room,